How's everyone doing tonight? You ready for day 2 of the ROKR Excavator? Because that's what we got here. This is it. This is the ROKR Excavator. We didn't get much done. We did like 22 pieces and it got us this. This is all we got for our 22 pieces of 395. So what is that? Is that like 5% or something like that? I mean, it's obviously not. Yeah, I mean, I guess if it was 40, it would be 10%, but so 20 is somewhere around 5%. And I don't know how much we're going to get done today because, as you can see, I started, what time is it? Yeah, like half hour late, and maybe we'll do like a half hour show. I just had a really busy day today. There was some good to it, though. Let me just say that. I'm going to brag for a little bit. On Staten Island today, they had the high school track and field championship. The first half of it, anyway. It's a 2-day meet. And my son won the discus. And he's only a sophomore. And he won the varsity discus. So that was really good. He threw an 11-foot personal record, and it wasn't like a fluke. He had, like, all his throws were over his personal record. He had 2 throws that were long enough to win the meet. The second place was 5 feet behind him. His second best throw would have won by 4 feet. It was a good win. So congrats to my youngest son on winning the discus today. Now let's look at this thing we got to build, because I'm not even sure where we left off. Maybe I could count the pieces. We're up to 22 pieces. Will that tell us? Yeah, we attached this. Yeah, I think we're up to this cell right here. I can't really zoom in, unfortunately, because I didn't scan this instructions to PDF yet. But you can see here this cell in the middle. C16, A11, A5, C23. That's it. So we got to add 4 pieces to the counter for that. That brings us to 26 pieces. But it's been a while, so I don't know if I remember where these pieces are. I remember this board was tough to read because, let me just show you here. No, this one. This board was tough to read because it's like all in black. So anyway, from this board we need C16 and C23. I see C23. It's right there. There's 2 of them. C16 and C23. You know, I feel like, yeah. Anyway, I just was going to say, I feel like I'm whispering. There's actually a reason for that. So, I apologize if you don't like whispering. Alright, so C23 we got, and we also need C16. That looks like, is that C16? I feel like I see C16 right there. So I think it's pointing at this piece. So that's C16. Let me look at the levels. How loud am I talking? I think it's loud enough. It's not going to sound like a commanding voice, but you'll hear me. Alright, there's C16 and C23. We also need A11 and A5. A11 and A5. Again, I can't see this. Alright, this is part of C. These black boards are just like ridiculous. I can't even tell what board I'm looking at. I think this one's backwards. Alright, now I end upside down. Okay, it's B. Finally we can read it. Look at this tiny board. What is this? There's just some A's. What are we looking for? A5 and A11? Well, I see A5 there's actually a bunch of them here. So let's grab one of these A5s. Is A11 also here? It is. It is. There's A11. It's right below A5. Very similar piece, just a slightly bigger circle. All right, so there's the pieces. And then two of these. This one looks like it could use a little sanding. These pieces are so delicate, it makes them like kind of tough to work with. All right, so what has to happen with these pieces? All right, so we got to pick up this piece that we were working on last time, and down at the bottom here, there's like two pins like sticking out. I don't know how clearly you can see that. There's like two pins sticking out. That's what we're going to work on. All right, so these pieces, they're going to go on those pins. And then those circles are going to lock them in. So the C23 goes on the bottom one. It's like not going on for some reason. All right, let's get some support in the back there and push it on. I'm worried that if I push it on, this piece will push out. It did kind of a little bit. Okay, and then once that C23 is on there, then A5 goes on top, which is the smaller of these circles. If you even can see that piece. So tiny. It's kind of tough to fit pieces on this pipe here. I mean, there it is. You can see the two pieces are on, but they're like not easy to get them on. Man. Well, it's on and it moves. All right. This piece now. Is that like, is that piece like, is it the same on both sides? I think it is, right? All right, so that goes on this top pipe, and then this larger circle goes on that. We did 22 pieces the first day. So let's figure we got to do at least 22 pieces today. I would like to get, oh, that looks like it's going to line right up. You can see maybe on this view, yeah. So there's like a circle here and a circle here, and they're at this moment they're lined up. I don't know if they're going to stay lined up or not. All right, next instruction. A11, C27, C12. So we need 3 pieces. So that's going to bring us to 29. So C27. Is it on that first board that we were looking at? Yeah, C27. So I see a C27 here, but it also looks like these pieces that we broke off earlier and didn't use. Let me just see if that's an exact match. I think it is. So that's going to be our C27. Because we have this like bunch of pieces that we broke off and then didn't use. All right, C27 and then A11 and C12. What is A11? I think we were just doing A11 recently, weren't we? Yeah, this is A11 right here. Okay. Oh, right. There we go. A11, C20, no, C12, and then we need C27, which we still didn't find that C27 because these black boards are impossible to read. That's the B board. C27. I see C24, C25, C29, C27. Oh, we have the C27 already. This doesn't look like C27 is supposed to look. We also need C12. I think we're looking at like the wrong piece or something. Okay, yeah. We're looking at the wrong piece. C27 is actually here. So then what is C12? I don't know. But it's not that. Alright, C12. Is C12 on this board? I know it's impossible to read this board. C2, C15, 17, 16, 18, 25, 26, 23. Alright, I see C12. At least I see the letter C12. It's up here. And it's pointing at pieces that are gone. But I guess there's 4 of them. I just punched out 2 of them. Alright, so that's a C12. We have to remember that. I put a C12 here on this thing. I probably should put it here. That'll be easy to remember. Alright, so C12. What do I have to do here? I think it has to go through something and then something else. This. Oh man, I just pulled that piece completely off. Just trying to get the angle to get to that. I guess I have to move the other piece out of the way. I have to move this piece out of the way. Alright, so still not sure what we're trying to do here. C12, A11, C27. Alright. C12. Alright. And then C27 and then A11. Did I tell you the distance my son threw? And the discus, it was 133. So I think that's good for a sophomore. Not amazing, but good. Also, he's not that big, so like usually the guys competing in the throwing events are like well over 200 pounds, whereas he's well under 200 pounds. So I mean, he's a sophomore. He looks like a sophomore. He's just throwing the discus well. Man, this piece is not going in. What's the problem here? All right, it all fell apart. was about to say, all right, we finally got it, and then it fell apart. I thought it was going in, but actually it was the other pieces pushing back out. That was the movement that I detected. Wow, and then that's off again. All right, good. Let's get this on, and then we'll reattach the whole thing. All right, finally. I actually don't like these puzzles that, well, I like them, but I have a problem working with them. When the pieces are like so small that your fingers dwarf the pieces, they're just difficult to work with. All right, 2 more pieces we need. B39 and C27. I feel like we deal with that C27 a lot. In fact, is this one of them here? No, it's not. B39 and C27. All right. I believe this is a C27 here. God bless you. Someone off camera sneezed. All right. This thing is crap. Well, I shouldn't say that. All right, there it is, C27. It just wasn't focusing, so I had to do it manually. Camera's supposed to autofocus, and some of them do, and some of them don't. And this one I was waiting forever. It obviously wasn't. All right, B39. I see B28. See B18. There's B39. It's a little like pipe sort of piece. It actually looks like several other pieces we've worked with already. Definitely got to sand that. All right, so the B39 goes into this little hole here. And then the C27 is going to connect 2 pieces. I think I'm supposed to be on this side. Yeah, it's going to connect that and that. Can't even see this piece. I'm just like trying to feel, is it all the way in or not? Because if it's all the way in and I keep pushing it, I'll break it. So, I don't know. I pull that out and try again. All right. I feel like it's supposed to go in further, but it's not. I mean, I'm pushing on it. It's not going anywhere. All right, so now this C27 piece connects to here and here. Actually, I described that incorrectly. Here and here. Here and here. Why is this piece loose? I feel like we're supposed to connect that somewhere. I think I know where to connect it. The other side of this. Well, that's what I did. I don't know if it's right. Well, if I push on that piece anymore, it'll break. This little piece looks like it should be connected here. Like underneath some of these. Anyway. Let's see what's next. C16 and 2 A11s. That brings us up to 34. C16 and two A11s. Nope. The A11s are just like locking pieces. All right, the C16, it's like a little pipe circle piece. I see a couple of those pieces, but I think they're labeled 13 and 14. I don't see any of them labeled 16. Maybe I already punched it out, or maybe I'm looking right at it and not seeing it. All right, I see it. It's right there. C16 and then two A11s. Wow, there's the C16. All right. Two A11s. All right, here's two A11s. All right, where do we gotta put these? C16 is here. Two A11s. I got this like this. Yeah, there we go. Looks good. So we're connecting this arm to the like basically the hydraulic to the arm. Instead of using muscles to move, it uses hydraulics, typical of giant robots, or in this case, excavator. A11's finishing touches. I have to put it on the pin, but when I put it on the pin, instead of going in, it like crushes the pin. And this thing is so thin. I'm just going to twist it. If it goes on, great. If it doesn't, you know, at least I tried. Wow. Feels like I just broke something. No, I snapped this piece off. Well, good, because I think I want to get this piece in first. I don't know. It's just like floating there, and on the instructions, it's not floating there. So I feel like I need to get it in here. The whole thing is off again. Yep, these ROKR puzzles, definitely a bit hit and miss. Because you often miss. They often miss. I'm doing nothing right now. I'm just putting a yellow disc onto this pin. It's like the stupidest task, but I can't do it. All right. What did I do with that second A11? Is it already on? Or is it here somewhere? 3, 2. No, it's not on. Well, if it shows up, I know where I'm going to put it. But at the moment, I don't see it. All right. A5 and C23. It's going to go on the other side here. All right, that's C23. I remember what it looked like, but maybe it was on this board. I don't know. Yeah. Yes, C23. Here. Okay. All right, so, and then that's going to lock on with an A5. All right, that's going to lock everything in, I think. These pieces do not want to go on. They're like, that's one of the problems with these thin pieces. You like can't put any force against them. And when you can't put force against them, they don't go in. But if I put the force and it's not perfect, the pieces start snapping. Wow. Everything's coming apart. I've had other ROKR puzzles like this, where the pieces were so small that they eventually just start breaking apart. And you can't fight that battle. You can't just, like, if the pieces don't want to stay on, you can't just keep constantly redoing them. Alright, this one's not in for the first time, so that doesn't count as a constantly redoing. Also, when the pieces are so small and when they're this black color, it's like you can't even tell if you're getting them to go in or not. Alright, time for the A5. Wow. Got everything but the A5. Wow, what garbage. Alright, now this piece shall be known as D. Oh wow, I was in this zoomed camera angle. Probably didn't even see what I was doing. This piece will be known as D, according to the instructions. Now, what is up here next? A6, D2, D24, D2, A2. Okay. So that's 5 pieces. That brings us to 41 pieces. A6, D2, an A6, an A2, 2 D2s, and a D24. Alright. So A2 and A6. I see A2 here. and A6 here. So there's A2, there's A6. Those two like curved pieces. A2 and A6, they're going to be kind of the boundaries of this, whatever we're doing now. I don't know what's going to keep those pieces together, though. Does it look like... I don't know. Alright, 2 D2s. I guess when we get to it, we'll figure out what's supposed to keep them together. Because looking at it now, it looks like there's supposed to be something. But I don't know what that something is. Like little screws or something. Alright. And we need D24, which should be an accordion style piece. Are there 2 D sheets? There's an E sheet, which has accordion style pieces, but they're saying D. Is it possible there's a D on the E sheet? Nope. D, they definitely saying D24. Where is this D24? There's D23. Oh, it's a piece that fell out. It's over here. It fell out like on day 1. And it's just been sitting over here. Alright, okay, it has its own built-in tabs. This D24. So starting at the bottom, which is inside, which is outside, that could be an issue. I'm not sure it is, but it could be. I should mention that, remember I was saying my son won the discus? He actually almost won it last year. 118, he threw 133 this year. 118 would have got 5th this year, but last year 118 won it. And he had like 3 throws of 118 last year, but he had foot fouls on all of them. So today he had 6 throws, no fouls, nothing, no sector fouls, no foot fouls. He really cleaned up his act because, the few meets he had earlier this season, he had a lot of fouls. But not today. No fouls today. So it would have been amazing if he'd won it. But the funny thing is, when I was going to that same high school 35, 40 years ago, there was another guy. He was a senior when I was a freshman. But there were stories of him narrowly missing winning the discus as a freshman with a throw of 117. And then I saw him with my own eyes. I was a freshman when he was a senior. By the way, I think this is the bucket of the... it's going to be the bucket of the excavator, I think. Anyway, so this guy who was a senior when I was a freshman, I saw him win the discus at Islands, and he threw 167.11 his senior year and barely won. He was in second in the going into round 6, and the other guy had thrown 167.7, so he beat him by 4 inches. But then the third place was probably like 50 feet short of those two. So that's the way it kind of goes at that Island Champs, You could compete against the same guy for 4 years, and then the next year, the winner throws, 115 because it's a free-for-all. All right, so A2 and A6. I'm not sure what's different about these two pieces. I think it's just which one's ink side out. That's really the difference. Which side is ink side out? All right, so... it actually goes along the top. So like this one is ink side out from this reference. So obviously we put this pipe on here. Not sure if you can really see that. It's like it goes on like this. So that little pipe goes through there. And then the little tab goes in there. There we go. Bob's your uncle. And then we do the same thing on the other side. Ink side out. If you lost track of what piece is what, don't worry. The only difference between A2 and A6 is which one is ink side out. Come on. Wow. Let's try again. I like that the scooper's done this early. It's like something, the scooper. Feel like, important piece has been done. All right. And then we're going to add 4 claws. They're all D20 onto that scooper. But what's cool about that is we said we'd stop at 44. And adding those 4 D20s brings us to 45. So that's good because we kind of needed a break. All right, so there's the D20s. They're actually kind of big pieces. They're going to go on that claw, that digger, the bucket. I believe it's called a bucket in like worker terminology. So we're just going to put the 4 claws on the bucket. I'm not sure the orientation. That's what it looks like. I think I'm not sure which direction it goes. I think the rounded side goes up here, if I'm not mistaken. It's actually kind of difficult to tell, but I think that's right. Anyway, I think what really matters is that you get them all the same. I changed my mind. The rounded side goes on the bottom. I compared it to the side, and that's what I think. After looking at that side, I think the rounding goes on the bottom. Consistent to the side here. Not that anyone will ever notice if you do it backwards, but like if you look at that side, it's a round. So I think the roundness goes on the bottom. I think so anyway. All right, so it's a short show tonight because I had a long day and I'm kind of exhausted. I need to rest. I also was standing on my feet for 4 hours at the track meet, which is not a big deal. I mean, I used to work jobs where you stood on your feet for 8 or 10 hours. I don't know nowadays why I think 4 hours is a long time to stand on your feet, but I don't know. Lately it is. I'm going to be 50 in a couple of months. Not that that's an excuse. I should get in better shape. Anyway, there's the bucket. We're up to 45 pieces. We're going to end it for the night. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Tune in tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow.